Hey guys, I'm out here and it's actually raining out today. I don't know if you can see that, but I wanted to come out here and sprinkle some seedlings and kind of let the rain water in for me. I went to the greenhouse today and I got some strawberry plants. Even though I'm starting them inside, some tomatoes inside, I got these green zebra. Let's see, let's turn you back this way. I got the green zebra. I got green zebra last year and I saved seeds. But my green zebra's turned red, and from what I've read, there's two schools of thought. Some say the original green zebra turns yellow, maybe slightly orange, and that the ones that turn red are a hybrid. And some say no, that given time, that the original green zebra will turn red. So I got some at the nursery to act as a control group for the ones that I saved, and we'll see if they're the same. And the same thing goes with, I got some sun gold. And I got some sun gold last year, and everyone just keeps raving about how sweet they are. And the sun golds I had, they weren't very sweet. And they never turned like that orangish, that deepish yellow-orange color. So I'm thinking that maybe they were marked wrong, or I marked them wrong when I put them in. So I got some more sun golds to act as a control group with the ones that I saved seeds from. And either the ones I saved seeds from, they weren't a sun gold, or I was just not letting them get ripe enough. I might have taken them too early, thinking that they were supposed to be yellow and not that deeper orangey yellow color. And then the last one I got was some Mr. Stripey. And that is, my mother-in-law and my father-in-law like these. And I didn't get any seed saved last year, so I just bought new ones, and I'll save seeds this year. And I also got some Quinault strawberries. I got 12 of those. And I got this little hosta. And it is, let's see, is it just, I think it's just a little one. 18 to 27 inches tall, so 24 to 36 inches apart, so it's a decent size one. Okay, the first thing that I'm going to do is I have this volunteer tulip. Trying to get this focused on me. Got this volunteer tulip that showed up on the side of my or around the back of my house. I mean, it might not be. I might have planted it there because I did have spring bulbs planted there. I just don't know what color it is. It's yellow. All right. So, I think that I'm going to take some of the, ooh, it's got this red. Can you see that? I don't know if it's focusing. It's kind of red tipped. I don't know if it's showing. But I think I'm going to go ahead and cut that. And I think I'm going to make a little bouquet to take inside. So, alright, I'm going to cut a few things and then I'll take you up when I'm ready. Actually, I think I want to show you my hellebore first. Look at this. Look how beautiful. There's more back there. These have been here a really, really long time. Alright, I'm going to get some stems for a bouquet, and then I'll take you up to seed this stuff. Alright, these are the beds that I was working on last time. Added some bulbs there. And I just added some annuals here. And I know it's really hard to envision right now because it's just an open field with what looks like a bunch of junk. And it doesn't make it look very beautiful. But I think when everything is planted and things finally start to grow in, it's going to be pretty magical. Okay, so these triangle beds, that's what I'm going to be doing next. I'm just going to sprinkle, let's see what I have in my pocket. Some tall snapdragons that I got from the Dollar Tree. Got a couple packages of those. And some carpet of snow alyssum I got from the Dollar Tree. These are mostly bulbs. And a couple of snapdragons that I put out a while ago. So what I'm going to do is just basically sprinkle these seeds along the top and let nature take care of the rest. Hello guys, today's a rough one. Have you ever had those days where you just feel like everything you do is the wrong thing? I felt like that for the last several days now, and I just feel like giving up on my planting, on filming videos, just on everything. This is really hard, and I don't know that I'll ever actually put it out there. But today I feel like giving up. So I'm going to go plant some potatoes. So if you see me carrying what looks like feed bags and dumping them, it's kind of what it is. Whenever we unloaded our compost from the wagon, we took some of it and just bagged it up into old feed bags. So it would be easy for me to carry to places where the wheelbarrow won't go. Or wheelbarrow as I call them. So yeah. I just wanted to come on and tell you what that was. It's just mushroom compost that was bagged up to make it easier to transport. Hello y'all. I hope this is focusing on my face. I tried to record this earlier and it was just so out of focus. The clip was unusual, so I'm going to try to record this again and remember all the points I was trying to make. So there's a little clip earlier in this video where I'm having a bit of a breakdown. And I almost did not put that clip in this video because, let's face it, I get to control what's out there. And it's a very vulnerable point for me, and I don't like putting that out there. I don't like to be vulnerable in front of people. So I usually, just edit that kind of stuff out. Sorry, my mind's a little bit racing right now. I'm trying to keep all my points in my head. Okay. So, that being said, whenever that night I was on some forums, reading some posts, some gardening posts, and more than one person was talking about how they just felt like giving up, how they just didn't know if they had it in them. Some people it was due to, they started these little seedlings and babied them and put them out too early and the frost blankets didn't protect them, or it got dampening off disease, or they've tried to grow this plant 20 times and they've never had success at it, or whatever, or some people they're just down, or whatever the excuse is. I was reading this and I'm like, first off I thought, well, there must be something in the air. Is it a full moon? And actually it was. Anyways, it made me realize to just keep that little piece in, because I think people out there need to know that everybody feels like giving up and like they're a failure and like nothing that they do is going to make a difference or matters. But that's only true if you believe it's true, and I know that's so cliche to say, but I just kind of wanted to be open and honest about that little part. Now for me, it wasn't anything other than the blues. I suffer with depression at times. Sorry, there was a car going by. Well, let's just be real. It's not just depression. I have bipolar disorder, which in turn means that I suffer through depression at times. I've had a rough last couple of weeks, and that was just the manifestation of that. I really, really, really just wanted to destroy all my plants. My first urge was to take my grow rack and my grow lights and just literally push them off from one end to the other into the floor. Now, this grow light and lamp system, or light system, whatever, I'm stumbling over my words. This system is in my bedroom at the bottom of my bedroom floor, so that means that had I done this, it would have been all over my floor. But sometimes I get these destructive urges when I'm really down, and it's not against people or things usually. It's against my own stuff. Like sometimes I'll have these urges to get rid of all my clothes or all my jewelry or anything that's not a necessity. And it's just this weird thing I go through. And my urge at that point was literally to just destroy anything that was making me happy, or I don't know. I don't even know that it was that. It was just, my urge was to just take all my little seedling babies and destroy all my plants. So instead, what you guys saw was me going out and planting potatoes instead. Did I want to plant potatoes? No. I knew they needed done, so I did it anyways. I think of it the same as I had several days that I didn't want to go to work whenever I was when I was a part of the workforce, and I went anyways because I had to. And that's kind of the way I was looking at it. It's like, yeah, I'm depressed and it sucks, but I need to get these potatoes in the ground, so I'm just going to go plant potatoes. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that if you can't find a way out of that darkness and you can only just stay in bed and cry, that is fine. I'm not telling you not to do that. I'm just saying for me that day, because there are many days where I've just stayed in bed and cried instead of being productive or being proactive, because sometimes I just need those days too. Sometimes I just need to cry it out. My point being that I'm not trying to look down on anyone who maybe isn't able to get up and go hoe it out in the garden. That's just what I did that day. I'm like, I want to destroy everything, so I'm going to plant potatoes instead. And it ended up lifting me. But I have also had those days where I went out to plant stuff and it did not lift me. And I was so sure that all those plants were going to die because I put all my negative energy into it. And sometimes they have died. Was it my negative energy? Possibly. I don't know. I mean, maybe that brought on a lack of taking care of them and neglect. So, who knows? Anyways, I just wanted to share this little clip with you and tell you about what was going on and try to be as honest as possible, because I almost took it out and you guys would have never known. I'm going to show you a little tour of all my plant babies. I got them outside hardening them off. There is a couple pots still inside that are too big to move right now. I will bring them out when it gets closer to staying outside for the year. But other than that, like, I have all my little plants that were on my racks and under lights and in various rooms hardening off outside. So I'm going to give you a little tour of all that, and you can see for yourself all the little babies that Plant and Potatoes saved, because Plant and Potatoes saved them. As you come off of my steps, this is on the right hand side. I have some stuff in here that's been dead that I just have out here, seeing if it'll come back, because of, you know, things do that sometimes, especially stuff that's woody. Like, for instance, that hydrangea and that cypress, I don't think are going to come back, but there's a hydrangea back there that looks dead that's getting growth. Those are some blueberries I tried rooting. I don't know if any of them are actually growing. I used rooting powder. I've followed the instructions. I've never had luck. There are things everywhere in here. A few things I've bought. And a few things I've planted. Most of these things will be going out in the ground soon. I can't say when all of them will go out, because I'll do it in stages. Some of them could go out if they were bigger. But other things, I mean, I could let those get bigger. Some of those have 2 to 3 sets of true leaves, so they'll grow. Those could go out. That bok choy over there could go out. The Dusty Miller, of course, I bought that. That's big enough. These are a sea holly that could go out. The point being is there are lots of stuff that I could plant out. There's stuff that's just not quite ready yet. So these are all the things that were in my house and under lights. And these right here are an experiment, so just kind of ignore them. Well, don't ignore them. I'll tell you exactly what I'm doing. I had extra and they were getting really tall, and I wanted to top them because they're tomatoes. And after I did it, the bad thing is, like this one, the little top I had on was broken, and this one had a whole leaf right there break. But see, I cut them like this to where they still had leaves. It's just these two have since broken. So I did that, and I took the tops, and I'm rooting the tops, and most of those are actually down here. Those are not all tops that I have rooted. Some of them are just in the cells, like the wilty one you see there. That's one that I'm trying to root. Here in about, say, 5 to 7 days, they should start to stand back up. Bunches of stuff. This is all stuff that I have out here, just hardening off and getting them used to the wind and air. Some of this stuff I just seeded. That doesn't have any growth yet. These are eucalyptus plugs, that the ones that I had in the other video that I potted up. Some dahlias. Peppers and tomatoes. That's a topsy-turvy. What I do with my topsy-turvies is I'll fill it up with a little bit of soil. I will turn it upright like this, put the plant in it, and let it start growing in a normal way. Once it gets rooted in this bag really well, I will fill it up the rest of the way with dirt and turn it upside down. That's just my little tip. That's the way I've had the most success, as opposed to just taking a plant, putting it in the bag upside down, filling it with dirt and letting it hang there. I just find that if you let it get a little bit established first, it does a little bit better. I mean, other people might do it differently, and I'm not saying there's a right or wrong way to go about it. That's just personally the way I like to do it. Alright. Now here is a row of, there's some hardy banana trees down here. That's a blood orange that, of course, has to live inside in the summer, or in the winter, I mean. And it's got some diatomaceous earth on it, if you see the white. Some of this stuff has been just started. some of this stuff is way past ready to go out. Like all my pepper plants, I planted too early. Well, not all of them. I've been planting them in stages as I've gotten seeds in, or just as I've had time. So, but like, let me see. There's just trays of them and trays of them that I've had to keep topping them. I think those ones down there that look like just little sticks, that's because I just topped them. So yeah, those are all my little flats. There you go. And then there's these. These are all more seedlings to plant out. I've opened the jugs on some of the stuff, well, basically the onions. I've opened the jugs on the onions because they could really go out. Some of them had great germination. Some of them had really spotty germination. But most of these have sprouts. And the ones that don't, I feel like it's just because it's just now starting to get warm enough for them to germinate. They need a little extra time. This is actually some spurred snapdragon, so, but it just looked like it was moist and needed to get some air. Onions. Some of the jugs I've already popped, but I haven't got them opened up yet. Now we do have a day that's supposed to get down to like 36, and it wasn't forecasted. Like several days ago, it wasn't forecasted to be that low. So what I'm going to do is just, you know, I'll pop the, like the ones that are open, I'll just pop the top back down, like that one. I'll just pop the top back down, cover them, and then after that, probably plant a lot of this stuff. Like I said, a lot of this stuff is actually cold hardy. It's just some of the stuff is like more cold hardy than others, and the stuff that's most cold hardy is sprouted, whereas the perennials and the stuff that is maybe not quite as cold hardy, those are just now starting to sprout. A good example would be a lily that I started from seed. Where are you? I don't know, right here. See? That's a candy lily I started from seed, and it's just now starting. So I'm not discouraged with stuff that hasn't come up yet. I'll probably wait until somewhere around June 1st before I give up and just think that, okay, there's going to be no germination. But honestly, sorry, my strap. Almost everything. See, this one has no germination that I can see as of yet. That's some white star feverfew. But feverfew, my feverfew I've noticed has been kind of taking a while to germinate, so I'll leave it. These were the last things that I planted. So these would be the ones that are just now coming up. This is golden ball chrysanthemum. This is winged everlasting, and I purposely overseeded these because most of this stuff I could start like planting. Surprise calendula. Also, the reason it's called surprise, oh no, it's pink surprise calendula. Okay, it's not the one I thought it was. Sweet mace tarragon. Most of these seeds right here that I was just looking at, I got in trades. I got in seed swaps. Most of the seeds in this pile I got from seed swaps. There are a few exceptions. Alright, I just wanted to show you all my plants in their full glory. Since I have them outside, starting the hardening off process. I mean, some of them have just been seeded. Some of them have been sitting in the greenhouse since end of January. Under lights. Alright. There they are. Baker's keeping them company. So, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.